Good morning. We're back. It's been a couple weeks since our last video, and we've actually had a kind of a significant week, so we thought we'd shoot a little catch-up video. We actually just got back in for our first training run on the street.
First road run of the year for me.
For Dopey. Well, me too.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Wow. I haven't run since December.
Wow.
So we're back on the road. It actually felt good. For me, knee felt great. If you watch our previous video, I talked about my knee, and we're going to get into that a little bit more in a minute. But my knee felt good. I did try to sprint a little bit on one interval just to see what would happen, and my knee said, no, you're not ready for that yet. But aside from that, it was good. Did a little over 2 miles. 1 minute plus 1 minute running, 2 minute walking right now, just to get back into it and see how everything feels.
For those of y'all who aren't familiar with walk-run intervals, that's a method that was developed. Did Galloway develop that?
I think so, yeah.
Jeff Galloway, who is a U.S. Olympic track and field legend. I think he's like in his 70s now. Yeah. Still looks, I mean, you would never know he was in his 70s. He looks like he's maybe 55.
We spent about 10 minutes talking to him at the 2017 Wine and Dine Half Marathon Expo. Really nice guy. Just an amazing amount of information about running, if you ever have a chance to talk to him. And we told him what we'd been doing, what I had been doing to train for that race, and he said that sounded great. So,
but it's a great way for people who think they might want to run but are scared of the idea of just going out there and running, because you begin with a 30 seconds of running and 2 minutes of walking, which is so totally doable for somebody who's not in shape, but I will warn you that 30 seconds after about the 4th or 5th interval feels like it's 3 hours long instead of 30 seconds long when you're first starting. But it's a great way to build up. I actually did the Princess Half Marathon doing 30 seconds, 2 minutes. I was helped out a little bit by the fact that I got there incredibly early and was in the very front of my corral, so my time was a little slower than it should have been. Mostly because towards the end I stopped running, but anyway, back to.
I've completed entire half marathons doing 1+1.
Yeah.
So
anyway, back to our story. You were talking about your run. I'm sorry, I digressed.
So no, it's fine. So everything went really well with my run. I'm really happy. Like I said, my knee feels good. It'll be interesting to see as time goes on if it's just the cortisone shot that I got at the doctor the other day, or if it's the knee really is getting better. I believe it's really getting better.
Well, the doctor said you had a bone bruise and that was where most of your pain was coming from.
Right. So to get back to that was our big topic for this week, was actually doctor visits. I have started seeing a great doctor here in Houston up in the Texas Medical Center, and he's probably been the most positive, encouraging doctor I've had as far as knee issues go. Yeah. And I had some x-rays a couple weeks ago. I had an MRI last week. For me, the biggest issue is most of my cartilage in my left knee is pretty much gone.
The cartilage between your kneecap?
Yeah, between my kneecap and my knee. Not the whole knee.
Yeah, not between the...
is pretty much gone. So there is some bone-to-bone contact in some places. I have a fair amount of arthritis, both knees. So there will be some pain. I got a cortisone shot the other day, but he basically said, I flat out asked him, should this affect my running, as far as whether I do it or not. And he said, no, there's absolutely no reason not to run. He said, there's a lot of doctors feel like running is bad because you're just doing repetitive damage to the knee. However, he said, new thinking is that it really doesn't do the damage that they've thought.
Right. And what he was saying was that in elite marathon runners, so people that run marathons for a living, when they study the knees, they aren't seeing that sort of repetitive motion injury that the dogma suggests should be there. And what he told both of us, as you can see it if you've watched our videos, we're not exactly the stereotypical runner body. And so what he told us was any exercise that we're doing, running, walking, working out at the gym, is better than not working out at all. That if it's helping us lose weight and get in shape, then he is all for it. So.
And the biggest positive out of the whole thing is no surgery this time. So my right knee, I had a torn meniscus a few years ago and had to have surgery to fix that. It just felt great ever since. But I was worried I would have to have surgery again on this knee and it would be a long recovery and all that. And the good news is there's not. So I'm right back to running now. And so training gets to start a little bit earlier than I expected, which I'm very happy about. Because I know January is going to happen faster than we think.
I know. So for me, I'm a little further back in the process. I just had my first visit with Dr. Gambara, is how you say it, right? Gambara.
Yeah.
But he was extremely supportive, like Isaac said, and he really thinks my issue is arthritis. So we're going to deal with that. He is going to send me in for an MRI just to double check and make sure that there isn't anything a little more going on. I actually came out of that appointment feeling psyched and ready to get out and do something. So yeah, it was a good trip to the doctor.
Yeah.
We actually made a day of it. That's how we spent our Valentine's Day. We each had doctor's appointments at the knee orthopedic surgeon, and then I had some tests on my at MD Anderson. I've been having problems with my shoulder, so I had an MRI there. They just wanted to rule out anything cancer related before they said, oh, it's just your muscle or joints. So I haven't heard back from that one, but the doctor doesn't really think there's going to be anything there, so I'm not worried about it.
I'm pretty sure that's a sign of just how old we've gotten.
Yes.
The fact that we spent our Valentine's Day going to various hospitals around the city.
Exactly. We did have a fairly decent lunch, though.
We did. It was yummy.
What did we? Oh, you did homework that.
Yeah, I came home and
did
homework for my master's degree. So
yeah, that
very
was awesome.
romantic.
Oh, the wind's picking up a little bit. I'm a little worried about our stand here falling over. So
it is a beautiful, typical Houston winter morning.
Yes.
It's in the mid 60s, very humid, a little hazy. Can't really call it fog, but there's a haze in the air and a little bit of a breeze that gives you that little reminder, tiny little reminder that it is still winter.
Yeah. Well, being sweaty, I'm actually a little chilled,
By no stretch of the imagination is it cold.
We're wearing shorts. I only am wearing long sleeves because this is a heat gear, Under Armour heat gear. So it's made for hot temperatures, and it has SPF in it. So because of my radiation treatments that I've had, I try to stay covered up. So this is my typical running gear: is shorts or a running skirt and my Under Armour heat gear, long sleeves. So I hate the feel of sunscreen on my skin, so I use the heat gear clothes. All right, well.
I think that's about all we have to report right now. Mainly good news is we're back out on the road and starting our real running training. So what are we looking at? 11 months?
Yeah.
Right around 11 months until Dopey.
So
feeling good so far.
I did 18-minute miles for a mile today, so I just have to get down to 26.2 at 15 minutes. Doable. Totally doable.
Totally doable.
Anyway, all right, well, see y'all later. Thanks for watching.